Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news as we approach the start of the NHL season. There's always a lot of buzz around the Montreal Canadiens, especially after a busy training camp and the final roster decisions that set the tone for what could be an interesting year. Fans, you know how much anticipation there is every time the Habs make those final cuts, and this season is no different. The Canadiens, as usual, are trying to find that perfect mix of youth and experience, and the recent roster cuts give us a lot to talk about when it comes to their prospects, their strategy, and what this means for their chances in the Atlantic Division and the broader playoff picture. So, let's break it down. On Sunday afternoon, the Canadiens announced their final roster moves before the Monday deadline, those last-minute decisions that really tell you what the coaching staff and management are thinking. The big news, and perhaps the most anticipated, is that Florian Exekej, Owen Beck, and Adam Engstrom have all been assigned to the Laval Rocket. Yes, they're heading back to the AHL for now, but that doesn't mean they're out of the picture. Far from it. These young players are still very much in the plans, and their development over the season could be key to the Canadiens' future success. Florian Exekej, the rugged defenseman known for his physicality and grit, especially stood out in camp. Fans remember how he proved to be just as tough as his brother Arbor Exekej, a core player for the Canadiens known for his toughness and energy. Florian spent a lot of time showing that he can bring that same level of intensity, whether it's forechecking, physical battles along the boards, or just being that presence that can ignite the team when needed. Now, while he's not quite ready to be a full-time NHL player just yet, the coaching staff sees enough potential in him to give him more seasoning in Laval. But don't be surprised if, during the season, we see Florian getting called up for a few games, especially if the Canadiens need a boost of toughness or energy. The coaching staff, particularly Martin St. Louis, has been clear about his potential. St. Louis has praised Exekej for his work ethic and his physical game, and it's only a matter of time before we see him on the ice in Montreal again. Then there's Owen Beck, the talented forward who had a solid camp but was edged out by Oliver Kapanen for a roster spot. Beck's game has shown a lot of promise. His hockey IQ, his ability to find space, and his developing playmaking skills have all been on display. But Kapanen, thanks to his chemistry with Alex Newhook and Ivan Demidov, managed to just edge him out. Still, Beck's future remains bright. He's just at the beginning of his NHL journey, and he'll get plenty of opportunities to develop in Laval. The coaching staff is confident that with more ice time, Beck can refine his game and eventually become a regular in Montreal. It's all about patience and development, and this season in Laval is going to be critical for him. Now, let's talk about Adam Engstrom. The Swedish defenseman has impressed many during camp, and the buzz around him is quite positive. Coach Martin St. Louis has spoken highly of Engstrom, saying he has all the tools to have a long career in the NHL. What's interesting about Engstrom is that he's probably close to NHL ready to serve as a bottom-pairing puck mover. His skating, vision, and ability to transition the puck make him a valuable asset. However, with the Canadiens already having a pretty well-established defensive core, the team made a strategic choice to send him down to Laval for more development. This isn't a sign of a lack of talent, it's more about timing and roster management. The Canadiens already have a solid group of defensemen, and Engstrom's time will come. It's just a matter of continuing to refine his game, especially his defensive positioning, and gaining more experience in high-pressure situations. And speaking of the defense, it's worth mentioning that the Canadiens' blue line was pretty much set before camp even started. So the decision to send Engstrom down was more about roster logistics than his readiness. Still, the coaching staff expects that injuries will happen, especially in a long NHL season, and when they do, Engstrom will be ready to step in. It's not a matter of if but when. During this season, we could see him slotting into the lineup for a handful of games, especially if the team needs a fresh, mobile defenseman who can contribute on the puck. Now, let's turn to the forwards, specifically Kapanen and Velino. Oliver Kapanen, who's been developing nicely, earned his spot thanks to his chemistry with the top line and his ability to adapt quickly. His performance during camp showed that he could be a reliable depth player, and his chemistry with Alex Newhook and Ivan Demidov made him a natural fit for the team's forward lines. Kapanen's versatility and work ethic make him a player to watch this season, especially if injuries or slumps occur. His style of play, hard-nosed, fast, and gritty, fits well with the Canadiens' identity, and he's just waiting for his chance to prove he belongs in the NHL for the long haul. As for Velino, he's also earned his spot, and the coaching staff has been high on his potential. His ability to play both center and wing gives the Canadiens flexibility, and he's shown a lot of promise in recent seasons. With the roster decisions made, it's clear that the team believes Velino can bring both skill and grit to their forward group, providing stability and offensive upside. On the goaltending side, the situation is just as interesting. Kaapo Kähkönen was placed on waivers with the intent of being sent to Laval, but it's not a sign that he's out of the picture. No, Kähkönen will likely serve as the backup or supporting goalie in Laval, helping develop Jacob Fowler and the other young goaltenders in the organization. His experience and calm presence in net are assets for the Rocket, and he'll be an important part of their success. Sammy Blais, meanwhile, was also placed on waivers. Blais is a veteran presence who can bring energy and leadership to the AHL squad, and he was always expected to be organizational depth in case of injuries or needs at the NHL level. While he could have stayed on the roster as the 14th forward, the organization seems to see greater value in him taking on a leadership role in Laval, helping to mentor the younger players and set the tone for the team. Now, fans, you might be wondering, are you surprised by any of these roster decisions? Honestly, it's always a mix of expectations and surprises. The Canadiens have a deep pool of prospects, and decisions like these are never easy. But what's clear is that the team is focused on the long-term development of their young players, while also trying to stay competitive in a tough Atlantic division. The coaching staff, led by Martin St. Louis, has been meticulous in how they've managed these cuts, balancing immediate needs with future potential. And let's not forget, the NHL season is a marathon, not a sprint. These initial roster decisions are just the beginning. As the season unfolds, we'll see the likes of Ekshekaj, Beck, and Engstrom get their chances, whether through call-ups or injury replacements. The Canadiens are building a team that's not just about winning now, but also about developing a core that can compete for years to come. The blend of youth and veteran leadership is what makes this team intriguing, and the fans can look forward to a season full of potential, growth, and hopefully, some playoff success. Throughout the season, the Canadiens will face challenges, injuries, and tough competition, but the foundation is there. The management's focus on nurturing talent like Florian Ekshekaj and Adam Engstrom, while giving others like Kapanen and Velino the opportunity to shine, shows a clear vision. This is a team that's not just content with short-term success, but is aiming for sustained excellence. Fans, the excitement is palpable, and it's just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting year for Montreal Canadiens hockey. So, as the season kicks off, keep your eyes on these young players, watch how they develop and contribute, and enjoy every moment of the journey. The Canadiens are shaping up to be a team that's hungry, determined, and ready to fight for every inch on the ice. With solid leadership, promising prospects, and a passionate fan base, this could be a year where Montreal makes some noise. And remember, no matter what happens, we're all in this together, cheering for the same team, dreaming of that next Stanley Cup parade. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Montreal Canadiens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Finally, I want to hear from you, the true fans who live and breathe Canadiens hockey. What do you think about these roster moves? Are you happy with the decisions, or do you think there's someone else who should have made the cut? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, analysis, and insights into everything Canadiens. So stay tuned, keep that passion alive, and let's get ready for an unforgettable season of Montreal Canadiens hockey. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Habs!